Just checking to see if I missed any other little peeps. The yoga peeps are in the house. So glad you're here tonight. And tonight's topic is one of those that I just wish that we were all sitting together in the studio where we could see each other, or sitting together in a big living room around a fire on a night like this, where we can actually talk. And this topic, I think everyone can relate to. And I know every single one of you would have a story that you could share of how you went from point A to point B. And of course, we all learn from each other. And we're all so much more alike than we are different in our human experience. So, the topic this evening is: in every ending, there is a new beginning. In every ending, there is a new beginning. And I feel like a great teacher of this is our breath. Think about it. After every exhale, which I think about as an ending of a cycle, there is another inhale, hopefully. So the breath teaches us this continual cycle of beginning and ending, and it's never ending in itself. And it's the cycle that we see in nature all the time. Like the ending is like a death, and then a rebirth and a renewal. So right now, winter, we're in the time where everything lies dormant, and then we come back again in spring, of course. So the breath, we want to let the breath lead the way tonight, and think about that. Every breath is a beginning and an ending continually. There's a quote by Marianne Williamson. She says, "Every ending is a new beginning. Through the grace of God, we can always start again." And that's a good thing. So I want to share a brief story with you. And as I share the story, just think about your own life, and maybe different areas of your life that you may have experienced something like this. I'll make it brief. As I was thinking about this, in every ending, there is a new beginning. 1 year ago, actually yesterday, 1 year ago yesterday, I signed a lease on a new art space. So, I had at the Mott building, I had a little room that I was trying to do art in, and I did for 3 years. And I just felt that it was getting too small, and I had started to look for a larger space. And so it led me back to my old space, the old building on 3rd Street, where I had been there, of course, 17 years, as you know. It's where our community was birthed and grew. And so as I walked back into my old art space there, which had come available, I just felt like a coming home in many ways. And I looked around, I was like, this feels right. This is enough space. This had been an incubator for me for so many years, and it's perfect for what I need. And then I looked up at the top of the beam, and way at the top there was an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, a sign that I had left there 4 years ago. And when I moved, I couldn't reach it, so I just left it. And I looked up, and the sign was still there, and it said this: "Begin again." No, I'm not shitting you. It said "begin again." And I smiled and went, message from the divine. Here I am beginning again in a different way. And that sign has obviously taken on more and more significance as the months have gone on. Maybe you can relate to this in your life. Maybe you've had to start over in some aspect. Maybe it's with your job. Maybe it's in a health situation. You've had to, you were really unhealthy, or you got sick, and then you had to build yourself back up and begin again. Maybe it was in a relationship. Maybe something's ended, or unfortunately the death of a loved one, and you have to start over again in so many ways. So this happens to us as humans, doesn't it? Beginnings and endings. And 7 months after I signed a lease on that art space, who would have known that I would be letting go of the yoga studio? And that, although it was heartbreaking, after having a studio for 20 years, I felt like a huge fish out of water, like a beached whale, actually. Like, what the hell do I do now? And maybe you found yourself during this whole time in some circumstance like this, the gamut of emotions that happen, right? Like the shock, denial, and then there's sadness, anger, frustration, and then hopefully at some point there's acceptance. And so time to begin again is what I want you to think about tonight. Creating something new, maybe in your life, new relationship, new health protocol, new job, whatever it might be. And that's what I'm working so diligently on in my life, behind the scenes here. I've gone back to school in several ways. I'm working on getting a certification for yoga for mental health. I enrolled in something called the Human Potential Institute coaching program, which I'm fascinated by and really loving. And I've taken technology courses and art courses, and there's so many things for us to be doing during this time when perhaps we can't do what we want to do. So we can start over. It's hard, it's time consuming, it's frustrating sometimes, but perhaps we can learn to fall in love with the opportunity of beginning again, perhaps. Let's look at that. So let's dive in. Let's go inside and center, please. I invite you to close your eyes and take some time and quiet just to digest that. I believe it's ever so important for us to keep growing and evolving. And I know you do too. So let's stick together and continue to up-level our lives, continue to grow together, evolve. That's why we're here. Begin to drop in with your awareness to the cycle of your breath and recognize it. Feel the exhalation as an ending. And then just wait, and the new beginning will slowly come in the form of your inhale. Feel the breath move in and out for a few moments. And feel your body, the way you're sitting. See if you can just slightly lift your chest, lift your heart like the sun is rising inside. Maybe just contemplating for a moment in your own world what's happened in the last 10 months for you. And even before that, right? Before all of this, we've all had some pretty major beginnings and endings that we can think about. Sometimes we can't wait for things to end, and sometimes we wish it would never end. And sometimes we bring about endings ourselves. And sometimes the endings are just out of our control. But endings, although sometimes painful, are inevitable. And we can look at it this way too. Each sunset is necessary for a new sunrise. Let's bring the hands together in front of the heart, bowing the head, and let the breath be a reminder today of this natural cycle of nature within us. And then if you're starting over in some capacity, beginning again, just remember to give yourself grace, taking one step at a time. And that's what we'll do in our practice tonight. And lift your head, release your hands, let your eyes open. Okay, we're going to start standing tonight, everyone. So if you joined late, you're going to need a belt, a couple blocks, and a blanket, and a wall space if you have access to a wall space. Otherwise, I'll give you options. Just come to standing. Oops, I need my glasses here. And once you're in standing,
I forgot my ears. I'm gonna need these tonight. Making sure I'm connected. Connect. Got it. Okay. Sorry, double checking. I don't think that, there we go. Hopefully you can hear me. So come to standing position, put your feet just hip width apart, and then stretch your arms above your head. Reach up really high, and then let the hands float down right in front of the heart center. Slightly again, lift the chest so the heart rises up towards the thumb. And let's all expel the air out of our lungs. Big exhale, ending that cycle. And now inhale, stretch the arms out and up. When they reach up, touch the hands and hold your breath. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, reach high, touch the fingertips, hold the breath in, maybe even look up a little. And then exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Step your feet wide now. Feet straight ahead. And then bring the arms straight out to the sides. Nice full breath in right here. Inhale. Hold the breath. Lean to your right. Exhale. Deep breath in to hold. Exhale it here. Inhale up. Exhale the opposite direction. Inhale to retain the breath. Exhale to stay. Inhale, both arms up, hold the breath. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend your heart forward while pushing your thighs back. Hold the breath. Exhale, bow, please. Turning your right foot off to the right, just slightly, a little diagonal. Bend the right knee, mosey on over with your hands. And then right here, inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Hold the breath. Exhale, bow, let the top of the head release down. Inhale to stay here. Hold the breath. Exhale, release it out. Inhale, straighten your right leg, transfer over to the second side. Exhale to land. Inhale, straight arms, halfway lift. Hold the breath. Exhale, bow. Full cycle of breath here. Remember to hold the breath a little bit. And those holds is where our mind can start to unwind. The busyness can start to slow down and the retention. And on your exhale, straighten the left leg, come back to center. Bring the feet straight ahead, please. Walk the hands forward now, shoulder width apart, up onto the tips of your fingers. Push the pelvis back. Let the ears come down between your arms. And then inhale, let the arm bones and armpits rise. Hold the breath. Exhale, let the chest sink down sweetly towards the floor, arm bones still rising. One more cycle of breath here, breathing in as you are ready. Hold and savor it like a good dark chocolate. And exhale it out as you're ready. And please walk your hands on back. Move your feet in a little bit, heel toe, till they feel like they're more underneath your pelvis. And then bend your knees deeply, bring your hands to your thighs, push yourself on up to standing position. All right, I'm just checking to make sure I'm connected. This morning I lost connection, so I'm paranoid now. All right, so let's go. Find your belt if you would, please. We're gonna do a lot of shoulder opening this evening. If we've been cold and hunched forward, or if you've been sitting at a computer a lot, so it should feel really good. So take your belt and just fold it in half, or again, if you're using a towel or something, you just need it. You don't need a super long belt for what we're doing. And then take the belt behind your back. And I want you to walk back towards the back of your mat here. Ooh, my mat's cold over here by this window. Woohoo! So you're gonna roll your shoulders back. And at the same time, please slide your throat back a little. Always want to do that at the same time. Then press the belt up and away from you. If you're feeling tight through the shoulders, which I am, slide your hands a little wider. Give yourself some freedom. Good. Lift the heart a little. And then notice that the ribs will be poking out. See if you can gently draw the ribs back into the body a little. accessing your core strength. Good. Now bend your knees, come forward, lay your chest on your thighs, let your head drop like a heavy bowling ball, and then start to bring the cycle of breath more to the forefront here, letting the breath lead the way. So inhale, pull the belt apart, attempt to pull it apart. Exhale, let your shoulders slide down towards your ears. Inhaling as you're ready and hold the breath. Exhale it out. One more breath. Inhale. On the exhale, release the belt and just drop the belt right behind you, behind your heels on the floor. And then look forward, my children, and walk, do the little elephant walk out to a plank pose. So walk on out here. You're welcome to lower your knees if you prefer. And just hold in plank pose, pushing the floor away from you. Bring awareness to your upper back. Again, you can lower knees if you want. Push the floor away so much that your upper back rounds. And then let your arm bones sink into your sockets and feel the shoulder blades come onto the back more. And then push the floor away, upper back rounds. And once again, sink the arm bones into the sockets and feel your shoulder blades come on your back. Good. Then lower all the way down to the floor, coming down and into a funky cobra. Bring the hands wider and forward up onto your fingertips, please. Strong legs, good alignment. And then inhale, rise, lifting up to funky Cobraville. Start to look over your right shoulder a little. Follow your breath. Inhale to center. Exhale over left shoulder. Inhaling center. We're going to go one more time each side. Exhale right. Meanwhile, your legs are active, right? Toenails pressing down. And cross to the left again. Inhale, center. Exhale down. Please place the hands by your chest, back to downward facing dog now. Up and back you go. Turn your fingers slightly out tonight. So externally rotate your arms, give your shoulders a little more freedom here. And then just take a few moments here. Be alone with your dog. I'll be quiet and you move around and breathe intentionally as you explore. Beginning now to walk your hands back to your feet. Way back here where you left your belt. Hopefully it's still there. Bend your knees, reach down and pick up the belt. Bring it up on your low back and keep your elbows bent. Roll your shoulder blades one at a time onto your back. So right shoulder lifts up and the blade gets on the back. Left shoulder blade up on the back. And then straighten your arms and reach your knuckles upward. Rotate your palms to face one another and try to pull the belt apart. Keep the breath freely moving. Move your head around intentionally. Do the Stevie Wonder. I just called to say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, release. I'm in this room all alone, everyone, talking to myself. I have to amuse myself. Talking to the green dot, but I know you're there. Walk forward to plank, everyone. Hold in Plankville. Yeah, hold here. Push the floor away. Draw your ribs up into you. Find a powerful position because it takes power and strength to start over. In many cases, regardless of whatever aspect of our life it is, it takes some perseverance, some willpower, some strength. So let's bring it on. Good. From here, lower down slowly And then you can either go back to Funky Cobra or interlace the hands behind your back. Find what works for you. Use your discretion. Roll your shoulders up, lift your head and chest, and even float your legs up a little bit. Holding here, not trying to go too high, but to a place where you could hold for a little bit. Breathing. On your next exhale, release. Place the hands by your chest. Downward facing dog is calling your name up and back. Let's take a step forward with the right foot. So right foot forward, back knee down. Please come upright. And once you're here, just put your right hand on your thigh and reach your left arm on up. Good. Feel your left knee, the one on the ground, pushing down and trying to drag forward a little. Then stretch higher. Good. And now from here, take this left arm down and park it on your right thigh or knee. And then the other arm goes down and back. Palm is facing out. And just squeeze your legs towards each other. Ribs go back into the body. And then see how that can help you with your twist. Breathing. Keep the right arm extended powerfully and reach down to your left hand to the floor. Lift your back leg up, and here you are in deep lunge with a beautiful twist as well. Holding. Good. Now from here, touch down to the mat. We're going to make our way up to crescent pose. So walk up the front leg here, shoulders align over the hips. Squeeze the feet and shins in for stability, and then stretch your arms on up. Now, last week, if you were here last week or watched the replay, we transitioned from here to sumo wrestler. So you're going to pivot your back foot, pivot the heel down, open your knees and feet, and come down to a nice deep sumo squat. Hold here. Yes, hold. And now straighten, pop the back heel up, rotate from where you came. Here you go, big old crescent pose again. Celebrate, the possibility of a new beginning if that's what's facing you. And release. Step back, downward facing dog, everyone. Deep, full, slow breath in. And the end of the cycle, breathe it out. Step the left leg forward as you're ready. Park your back knee down, come upright. And from here, right arm reaches up. So if you're in a lunge position here, back up so that your pelvis is over your knee. And then root your knee down. Imagine it has duct tape on it and you're trying to slide this knee forward. It's very subtle. Stretch high. We want to get deep into that psoas, your hip flexor here. Many of us have been sitting a lot more at the computer or just watching Netflix. From here, take your right arm over to the front leg. Hug your feet and shins in first. Left arm comes back and open, fingertips spread wide. Ribs back into the body will help too as you turn and breathe. And now reach with your right hand to the floor. Keep your left arm extended. Please lift your back leg and come into a delicious twist. Drawing the left hip back slightly. Really anchor the big toe side of your front foot there. Yeah. We're coming into crescent now. As you reach down, just gather yourself here for a moment and then come up as you're ready into crescent pose. Arms can sweep forward and up. Take a moment here to say, can I solidify a more solid foundation as I hug my feet and shins and inner thighs inward? Now we're going to pivot on the back foot. Rotate out to sumo. Your feet are both slightly turned out here. Just hold, hold, hold. Good job. And stand on up. Rotate up to the ball of the back foot. Just take your time. Reach the arms up. Ribs draw back slightly. And then lunge deep. Release your arms, everyone. And let's step forward this time to forward bend. Pause and breathe here. Just take a moment. And then hands come onto your hips. Lift your shoulders so you feel shoulder blades on the back, and inhale, rise. Okay, I'm going to step a little closer for this next one. We're going to hook our thumbs together like bat wings, and the thumbs are going to be trying to pull apart. We'll take one side at a time to put it in place, and then we'll go into more of a back bend, okay? So I'll talk you through. First, look at your foundation. You're in Tadasana, your feet are straight ahead, and you have just a little bend in your knees, and your thighs are moving back, so we're not here. Thighs are back. And then thumbs interlace or just hook, and bring your arms up, elbows bent. Now, lift your right shoulder up towards your right ear and take it back, and then take your right elbow back. Lift your left shoulder up, take it back, and take your left elbow back. And your thumbs are trying to pull apart this whole time. Throat is back as well. Now take your ribs back too. And then from there, lift your gaze, lift your chest, and start to back bend. Keep your shoulders back. Keep your elbows moving back. Ooh. And then come up and release and just shake your arms on up. Fantastico. Circle the arms forward. So just circle them forward and then circle back. Good, and release. Now grab your blocks. 2 blocks would be handy dandy. Make a bench. You're going to stack your blocks here. Make a bench in the center of your mat. Once you have that bench, now depending upon what's going on in your knees, you modify as you need to. So what I mean by that is, I want you to come down. If you can sit on the bench, sit on the bench. We're going to be coming up and down. If this is too far down for a knee limitation, then you will come to chair, okay? So either one. So we're going to start off with eagle arms and do a circular rotation of our bodies. This is working on shoulder mobility, trunk mobility. So take your arms out, right arm under your left, and then wrap to your variation of eagle arms. Meanwhile, look down at your feet. They're pretty wide, and then they're just slightly turned out, just a dab, and a little cushion for this circle. So we're going to lift the elbows up. And then imagine you have crayons on your elbow points, and you're going to make a big circle on the ceiling. So go to the right, your elbows are trying to reach up, and then over and down. You're going to make a circle with your body. And as you're down here by your navel, looking in, round your back, upper back, feel that as you continue on to the left. Make the circle, make the crayon mark with your elbows, come up to the top. And then from here, open your arms out. Reach them forward. And now I want you to go slow and either stop at your chair pose or continue slower until you find a nice little seat. Let me tell you a story now. Nope, not going to. Let's go back up. So go slow, even if you can go up fast. I want you to go slow up. And now take your left arm under your right. Reverse the eagle arms. Lift your elbows up, bend your knees a little. We're going to go left first now. So you're making a big crayon mark up towards the ceiling with your elbows. You're coming down, pausing a little bit at the bottom here, round your upper back. Should feel so good. And then continue on, completing the cycle of the circle, coming up, back to center. Release your arms. Take them forward. Hips go back. Take it slow. How slow can you go? So either park it here, maybe put your arms here, or come down to your seat. Aha. Back up slow. Press through your heels solidly. And now this time, reach your arms above your head. Shift to your left leg and bring your right leg up and hold. Hold here. Stretching your arms up, squeezing the ears towards your, or squeezing the arms towards your ears. Check to see if you're breathing. Good. Right foot steps down mindfully, sitting back down to your chair or the full malasana down to your bench. You're going to do that once again on the other side. Come up slow. Shift the weight over to your right foot. Gather all the pieces of you. Bring them in sweet union with your breath. And then release the hands down. Place your foot on the ground and stay standing. All right, so we're going to go into something a little different here. It's going to open your shoulders and feel, just going to feel darn good. I'm telling you, it should feel good. So you'll need your blanket and one block for right now. And if you don't have a blanket, you could roll up a big beach towel. You could have a pillow perhaps. So we're going to put the blanket, and I don't want it rolled fully up because that's too high for me. So you might have to roll it 3/4 of the way. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to put your block flat. That's where your head is going to be, on the block. So the block is up here, head rest. And then the blanket, most of you know this, will come to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. And let me just show you this. Oh, I got to show you this because it won't make any sense. When you're on your back there, your head is on that block, you're going to be sweeping your arms like a snow angel, how appropriate, and coming up and over and doing this and trying to find the block. So it would look like this. You're finding the block, holding it on opposite sides, and then you're trying to pull. You're trying to pull the arms apart, but they're not going anywhere because they're holding the block. So just wanted to give you that heads up. So hopefully it will make more sense. So release yourself back, bottom tip of the shoulder blades, about your bra line. Sorry guys, you know I always say that, but you know where it is too. Then adjust the block under your head here. Oh, this feels lovely in itself. Let your legs relax and bring your arms down to your sides with your palms face up. For a moment, just feel the support underneath you. Learning to recognize support is a beneficial skill for us humans. Many times we try to do it all by ourselves, and support is always there in some shape or form. You just have to be open and ask for it. So spread your fingers wide. We'll begin our first snow angel. To start to sweep your arms slowly up until you can extend them over your head, reach long. And then as I demonstrated, bend your elbows so the arms are coming in. And first time you might fumble around like, where's the block? So the hands crisscross, the right hand's going over to the left side of the block and vice versa. Now flex your feet, make your legs active. And now try to pull the block. So try to pull your hands, or another way to think of it is try to pull your elbows apart. Working into some tight, stiff areas in the shoulders. And then release your arms, sweep them back down snow angel style to your legs, near your legs. Receive a breath. Let it go. Let's do it again. Palms face up, slowly sweep the arms on up, reach long, and then bend the arms. Bring hands to either side of the block. Try to pull the elbows apart. Now this time, I want you to feel the blanket underneath your upper back, and I want you to purposely draw your ribs way into your body and feel your body just squishing that blanket. Feel the fullness in your back that you just placed. Good. And then release your arms. And now, friends, slide the block out from under your head. Let your head drift down to the floor, and we'll pause here for a nice supported back bend for a few moments. If your shoulders or your head are hanging above the floor, I would suggest either putting the block back or adjusting your blanket so it's not so high. And then let's pause here, breathing in as you're ready, holding the breath, full lungs, holding all of that wonderful, nutritious prana in your lungs. And then slowly release it out. Wait for the new beginning, new breath. Bring it in. Hold it in your lungs. Release it out. Every time you hold, the lungs absorb the nutrition of the breath. One more time, breathing in. Hold it. Breathing out. All right, friends, we're going to make an adjustment with the blanket now. Start by bending your knees. Place your feet on the ground. We're going to be shifting the blanket down under our pelvis. So just lift your hips up. You might have to wiggle and wobble a little bit to get the blanket moved down underneath your pelvis. And get it in a place where it feels secure under your low back, pelvis area. Right, and then bring your feet off the floor. Rock side to side a little, make sure that you feel secure or it's not lumpy underneath you, and extend your legs up. Moving our focus to the core a little more here. You might hold on to the sides of the blanket with your hands. If that's not available or not comfortable, just bring your hands to the floor. So engage your abdomen, draw your ribs back into your body, and then take an inhale right here, straight up. This is our start point. Exhale, let the legs explore, going out to some place in space where you feel a little work in your abs. Inhale to stay right there. Exhale, bring them straight back up. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly extend. Inhale to hold. Exhale, back up. Now, the next time you come back up, you can stop here, or you could lift your pelvis and take your feet over you. So I'll let you choose. Inhale right here. Exhale, slowly extend. Inhale to hold. Exhale, either straight up or lift the pelvis and take the legs over you. Inhale, roll back to the blanket or legs straight up. Exhale, extend out. Inhale right here. And exhale up or up and over. Inhale, rolling back to the blanket and pause on the blanket this time. Bending knees, place your left foot on the ground and extend your right leg up and hold the back. You just want to open the hammies here a little bit more. Then go ahead and extend your left leg long. So both legs are straight. And just take a moment to circle the right ankle a little bit. And then gently draw the right leg towards your head, just a fraction more. Your body will tell you when you have plenty of sensation. It will say, stop, stop right there. That is the end point. Clear ending right there. Stop for now. Let's do a scissor switch. So you're going to take your right leg on out, bring your left leg up, circle your ankle a few times. So we have all parts prepared now. We've opened the shoulders, the upper back. We've engaged your core, woke it up there, and now your hammies. And we're going to go in a different direction now. So release and just lift your pelvis up, slide the blanket on out. Take your time coming up to a seated position, however you want to get there. All right, so this is where the wall will come in handy if you have a wall nearby, or maybe you need at this point to turn your device and pull your mat over near a wall space. You just need a space for your body, and you may choose to not even go upside down tonight. I'm going to give you great, like a buffet of options. So You choose. It's your practice. But I do want to show you this. Even if you don't go upside down, if you just lift your bottom up like down dog, you can get a really great opening right up here in the turtle shell of the back. And we don't want the turtle shell. So I'm going to show you this because I'm going to be at the wall and you won't be able to see. I don't have a good angle. I need a side wall, but have one. One is coming. I mean, a new wall is coming. So what you're going to not see, which I'm going to show you here, is that you're going to stack your blocks like this. Okay. And the wall is going to be right here if you have two blocks. So one block is going to be on its high setting and the other one is going to be here and then it's going to be right into the wall. And then your hands come, so you're the wall now, you're the wall. My hands are going to come right here on the inside. Okay. So this part right here is going to go right into your upper back and create a little gentle nudge and opening. Okay. So I'm going to give you another option. If that's not working, you don't have a wall, I want you to put your elbows. Let's all do this option first, and then you can do it again or go to the wall. Elbows on the blocks. Blocks are about shoulder width apart. And maybe you have a shoulder limitation right now and you don't want to do the wall thing. So this might be another option. So hands come together, press your elbows down, and then just start to shimmy your hips back and let your chest come down. Notice any stretch or sensation under your arms, up through the armpit, down the sides of the body. And breathing here. So this might be a good place to play this evening. You could explore this a few more times, going in and out. You could also come up here now and put your hands on the blocks, walk out further, and then stretch back here, kind of an elevated child's pose as far as your arms. Okay, so I want to give you those options if the wall thing, for whatever reason, is not an option for you. If the wall is an option, we'll go there. So you're going to put one up high, stack the other one, and move it a little closer so that the top one hits the wall. Okay, so this is working our way towards forearm stand, otherwise known as Pincha Mayurasana. And what you'll do, I'm going to take the shirt off because it's going to fall into my face. What you'll do is come onto your knees, and when you arrive on your knees, walk back a little and then interlace your hands on the back of that bottom block. Now, tilt your head down so you're looking towards your thighs and let the back of your head lightly touch that block. Good. So from here, first option might be just curling your toes under, lifting your hips like down dog, and walkie in until you feel that other block come right in your upper back. And oh, it's a John Cougar Mellencamp moment, like kind of hurts so good if it's tight there. And this is a great stretch right here. I am pushing through my legs in order to get my upper back to press into that block. So you might stay there, a couple breaths, softening, and then come on down. Or if you want to go further, walk one foot in just a little bit more, lift one leg up strong and powerful, and give a little boost, a little kick to the wall. And there you go. And acclimate there. Or you could let your butt drop way back until it touches and lands on the wall. That's a doozy. That's like a back bend inside of a upside down pincha. And you can play with your legs if you want. Or you can start to come down. Wherever you are, take your time. And when you arrive, maybe your arms are out here playing on your blocks, just come into a child's pose. It's all coil inward. Coil on in. That's a great upper back opener. So take a few moments here in child's pose, everyone, just to feel. All right, and then lifting on up. Let's move into a downward dog. Turn your fingers slightly out, curl your toes under, and lift your hips up, please. In this dog, I'm going to do crooked dog. So I want you to please bend your left leg and then switch and bend your right leg. So I just want you to feel a bend and a hold. Now, come back to both legs straight. Swing your heels slightly to the right. Bend your left leg. So heels went to the right. You're going to bend the left leg and push the hips up, back, and over to the right more. Yeah, so your right foot perhaps is a little flatter on the floor and your left heel is popped up. And then just hoist your hips up. Let them heels and hips go to the left, and just simply bend the right leg while you push your hips up and up to the diagonal on the left side. Awesome, and come back to center. Lower those knees of yours on down to the mat, and then come upright. Sweep the arms above you. Big inhale, hold the breath. Exhale, cactus pose, open the chest. Hands to the ground into all fours. Inhale up to cow, hold the breath. Exhale to cat. Inhale, reach to the ceiling, hold the breath at the top. Exhale, cactus. Hands to the floor. Inhale forward into cow pose. Exhale, round into cat. Awesome. Now walk your hands back. Come up for a moment and make fists. And as I was teaching this morning, this to me kind of looks like a gorilla pose. So you're going to put your fists on the floor right in front of your knees. So it's like a really short cat and cow pose. But your arms are straight, pressing the fists down. And then I want you to draw your chin towards your chest and round. You're like big gorilla. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then from here, come forward. You're going to stick your butt back, make a lumbar curve, and lift your chest like cow pose. And come to center. Walk your fists out just a little more, maybe a couple fists width. You're still short. Push the floor away. Draw your chin down. Really tuck your tail under more and more. Separating way up in the upper back, right at the base of the neck. And then come forward again. Yeah. And then shifting hips back. Stand on up, kneel on up. And now let's come around. Okay, we are moving towards the end. Oh, bittersweet endings. But every good thing must come to an end at some point, but then there's a new beginning, right? So let's do this. I think we're gonna have you sit on your mat where you have mat on either side. So find the middle of your mat, bring your hands behind you, separate your feet. Our focus now is gonna be down in the hips and opening through the hips. So roll your shoulders back, lift the heart like the sun is rising again. And then let both legs for windshield wiper fall to the left. Just let them go to the left and lift your chest even more here. Shoulders rolling back, gaze slightly up. And now from here, come more upright, bring your arms around. You're gonna turn your chest so it faces the left knee a little more. Bring your arms out on your fingertips like funky cobra. So you're out here. And then invite your spine to lengthen. Big inhalation as you lengthen way out over, laying your chest down as far comfortable down that is comfortable for you. Maybe your forehead touches the floor, maybe not. Just folding out over your front thigh. Meeting up with your breath. And then bring yourself up here, and this back leg, so keep the front leg right as it is. It's going to be a pigeon variation. Just slide or wiggle your back leg back and then come up off of your left buttock so it's not on the ground, and just bring your hands here. So for a pigeon variation here, back toes curled under, press the back knee down, and drag the back knee forward. And you're going to feel your pelvis rise, and perhaps right down and through here, your hip flexor, you might feel a little awakening, a little sensation, maybe not. But if you can try to reach up through your spine more and maybe arch back a little more, I'm pretty confident you'll find something. And now from here, you'll come back. You're going to lean back onto your left buttock, come down to your left forearm, and bring your back leg up, fold it in, find the top of your foot. So we're going to give some love to this guy right here, the quadricep, or this girl right here. And then extend out through your knee as you draw your heel towards your bottom. Bonus, lift your chest, roll your shoulder back. Oh, that's lovely. And then we'll rise. Hands come behind you. We're going to do all of that goodness on the other side. So legs go to the right. Pause here, lift your chest. Coming forward now, bring the hands into funky cobra, fingertips on the ground, and just do a little twist here where your torso lines up more over this front thigh. And as you extend out over, you may choose to use a block. Maybe you want a block here to put under your forehead. So that's a nice option as well. Reunite with your breath. If your mind has gone elsewhere, just come back home. We start over again and again with our awareness, don't we? We get lost and then we come back. And now please slowly rise. This is where we make the pigeon variation. So you're just going to take your left leg, kind of wiggle it behind you, come up off of your right bum. So no bums on the floor here now, not the right one or the left one. And then turn your belly straight. Good. So pigeon, I didn't say on the other side, but you know by now if pigeon doesn't feel good on your knee, usually this variation feels okay. It's when you go forward more, but you can always adjust and go onto your back and do eye of the needle. So from here, walk your fingers back onto the tips, drag the back knee forward, lift your torso up, feel your pelvis rise, and maybe a little arch of the upper back to get a little deeper into the front body. Releasing, sit back on your right buttock, come onto your right forearm, bend the back leg, and here we go on this side. Heel towards your bum, extend your thigh out through your knee. And then roll your shoulder back, lift your heart. Good stuff. And now I think we're going to come out of this. So please rise, come on up, and bring your legs back to center. I'm going to turn sideways here so you can see. You can adjust yourself on your own mat sideways. I'm looking to see what I have planned next. Oh yes, okay. So bring your feet in front of you and let's go onto the heels, onto your heels. Imagine you've got two foot feeds underneath here. You're in the car, you're driving a car. Okay. So let's take your Left arm across to the outside of your right foot. Right hand pushes on your thigh. Back off with your ribs. Round your back deeply, chin comes down. And then step on the accelerator with your right foot. Feel how that will pull your left arm longer and perhaps reveal some tightness under your left scapula or shoulder blade. Ooh, I found myself here just parking my forehead on my right knee. That feels kind of interesting. And then lift. Switch sides. Right arm comes around, holds the outside of the left foot, left hand on your thigh. Back your ribs up. So you're pulling back with your torso while you're pushing forward now gently with your left foot. Breathing. And then please lift. From here, we're going to transition slowly to our backs. I want you to place your feet, reach your arms out, see how slow you can go. All right, so use your brake system here, and then just slowly roll down one little vertebra at a time. No rush. Take your time. And as you arrive, let the arms float up and over your head. Stretch your legs long now. Imagine that you're being pulled in two directions. Someone's pulling your ankles, someone's pulling your wrists. You are being fully stretched. And then let's go the opposite. Bend your knees into your chest, everyone. Hold your knees. Give a little squeeze there. We're moving towards the end. Many yogis' favorite pose, Shavasana. Endings can be sweet. We know this. It's a good example. If your body is calling for anything else, perhaps you want to do a little twist, laying your legs to the right. Maybe you want to do a bridge pose or a butterfly. Please follow that instinct. Or if you are ready to move into your Shavasana, most of you might still be near a wall. You could do legs up the wall or regular Shavasana. So I'm giving you a few minutes here, trusting that you're listening to yourself and then moving into your Shavasana. And I will be holding space for you. So do make sure you're warm and comfortable. Nights like tonight, you might need an extra blanket to put over you. Once you're settled into your Shavasana, just let your peepers close, let the eyes draw shut. And listen to your wise self, encouraging you to stay and rest. There's really no place you need to go. Nothing needs to get done. Just savor this time.
Relaxing the muscles across your face. Thinking of your eyes like marbles or precious stones, and let them just be heavy, sinking into the socket. And if there's a particular part of your body that needs special attention, maybe a shoulder, a knee, a back, send a breath of love and healing to that area. Maybe it's a system of your body. Maybe your immune system, your digestive system needs some attention. You know, send a breath and thoughts of love and healing. Maybe it's your heart. If your mind is wandering, which it typically does, perhaps bring it home to your breath, witnessing within you the same cycle that's in nature, the ending followed by the new beginning, over and over again. Without endings, we can't have beginnings. And it's interesting, us humans, when things do end, we can really get caught up in the past sometimes. Like we don't want to go back to real life after a vacation, or we don't want a perfect day to end, or perhaps we don't want to let go of someone we love, even when it's over. But if we notice these feelings, it can be helpful. It doesn't stop the ending from happening or make it any easier, but it can deepen our awareness of what's missing, what we want, what we're needing, and give us knowledge to take forward towards our new beginning. So rest back in this space of stillness and silence. And I will be right here the next few minutes. As you rest in this quiet, receptive place, I would love to share with you words from a poem this poem has been a guiding light for me for the last 10 years, and it's like a good old friend. And I want to share it with you. It's called For a New Beginning. It's by the author John Donahue. So soak these words up, let them be absorbed into your heart and your mind. In out of the way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness grow inside of you, and noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered. Heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, and wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight when your courage kindled and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon, you will be home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. Placing one hand on your heart, recognizing this emotional intelligence center. And only you know what's happening in your life, but in some aspect of our lives, always there's an ending happening and a beginning happening somewhere else. Remember to get still and listen. The answers are inside. Promise your heart right now that you will listen. You will take time to listen to its desires. And let it guide you to a new beginning. Now begin to stretch your fingers, stretch your arms in any way you wish as you start to transition and move. When you're ready, bend the knees and draw them on into your chest. And take a roll to your right. Making your way slowly up to a seated position. And once you're seated, just close the eyes and let the breath once again be a teacher. Expel all the air out of your lungs. Make it an ending. And then just wait. You can hold your breath as long as you want, but inevitably that new beginning, the new inhale will arrive. So witness it as it comes in. And out. And join the hands in front of your heart. Bow, honoring you. Honoring this community that continues to practice together, even though we can't see one another energetically, we feel each other. We're all continuing to grow and evolve and stay committed to our practice. Thank you for being here as always. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a cozy, warm night. Have a good weekend. And I'd love to have you join me for some of the Valentine's classes coming up. And check your email for that one that said from afraid to fierce. I would love your input on those 4 simple questions. So have a fantastic one. And let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'm looking at my chat box. Oh, thanks, Laura. Thanks for being here. Oh, Nancy, hello. I didn't get to say hi to you. And somebody else, Chip and Diane, hello, guys. Lovely to see you here. Oh, love y'all. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Nadina. Bye, Cindy. Have a good rest of your Thursday. Gretchen, thanks for joining tonight. Lori and Cindy, you guys have fun together. All right, I'm gonna sign off here. Oh, thanks, Nancy. Oh, thank you, Chip, Diane. Have a great weekend yourself. Looks like you're gonna be staying in by the fire, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow's a dig out day, probably for most people, right? Oh, thanks, Lori. Woo, woo. All right, my dear friends, Sarah and Joel, see you guys. Bye-bye. I can't find the button. There we go.